this is the reason as to why, like, we would like, I try not to beat up on y'all about it, but the reason why I talk about financial literacy is because it's not just about, you know what I'm saying, like you understanding how to make money and grow your money, but it's also about that, like, when people are spitting bullshit to you, you can call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't look you in your face and tell you some stupid shit because you can say, no, hold on, that ain't really adding up because I'm looking at Walmart payroll, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Walmart numbers here, and they ain't really keeping a lot of the money, you know what I'm saying, that you supposedly say that they price gouging on, right? Because if they was making all this goddamn money, their margins would be so much higher. So again, when you actually take the numbers into account and you look at it and you dwell into that, like, it starts to make more sense to you. Yo, welcome back to another episode of The Great Deliberators. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Liberator Rose.
It's your boy DK.
And one time for our boy O-Beam.
Say your name, make your name ring. Let's go with it. Let's go,
man. Hey, blessings and peace to everybody.
Thank
you for tuning in. The last spot, as mentioned by my co-host over here, man, it had some trouble. We got flagged for copyright issues because we posted a video I posted a video from TikTok. It was, you know what I'm saying, of some Olympic stuff. Apparently that shit doesn't get banned on TikTok, but it will get banned on YouTube. And so I didn't find out really until like midday Wednesday that, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't posted.
Man, I looked, I was trying to watch the video. I was like, dang.
Yeah. So
I was like, man, maybe Raph don't want to do the pod no more. Like, I swear to God, that was my first thought. I was like, maybe he don't want to do the pod no more because he never missed a day.
Yeah.
Like, I know I can always get on there on Wednesday on the way to work. Yeah. And it's going to be there.
Bro, yeah.
Like, he has it posted normally by like 6 in the morning.
No,
like,
I swear I had it
5 in the morning.
I had it ready to rock and roll by 12. Like, I was done by either Monday or Tuesday, whichever day. I think I was done by Monday, man. I think I posted that
crazy.
Shit.
I never went back to go see if it was there.
Yeah.
I went on Wednesday. I think I looked again like on my way back home from work, and it's like maybe it still wasn't there or something.
I don't know. Yeah, like, it should have been there because Trish texted me. She was all like, "Yo, like the pod ain't up," and I was all like,
"Oh, she watches the pod?
Yeah." So
every episode. No, she probably think I'm wild. I know y'all have had a lot of pillow talk conversation. Hey,
she do think you a little out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's wild.
A little bit aggressive. You know but Trish, you know, say
it's for the pod. It's for the pod. We do this for the pod.
You know what I'm saying? It's all for entertainment. But yeah, it got flagged. Shout out to YouTube for having a quick response because it asked me, "Hey, do you just want to delete this 20-second portion or whatever?" I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But then it still has to redo its processing thing, so I don't know how long it took before it came back up. It did hurt us though, because I mean, typically we gonna do at least 30 views, which in grand scheme of things ain't shit, but we only did 8. You know what I'm saying? Damn. So even on like a low volume,
well, I'm gonna get 9. I'm gonna go watch it.
So so even on like a low volume, we gonna do 8. I mean, we're going to do 30 views, but we only got 8. So, but shout out to YouTube for having that feature. So now that I know, I make sure I check every morning. I usually listen to it on the way to work, which is crazy. But, you know, for some reason that day I didn't. Okay. With that being said, man, hey, we appreciate all of y'all for tuning in, man. We got a dope little episode for y'all, man, today.
Get your notepads.
We're gonna talk we're gonna talk about a couple of topics. You know what I'm saying, just to make sure we get the deliberations in. But today, man, we're gonna talk about inflation. Yeah. Specifically, there's been a lot of chatter about price gouging. You know what I'm saying, food and restaurants and grocery stores and stuff keeping prices high. We're gonna delve into the numbers.
I have a solution to that problem, by the way.
Well, I understand what he's saying, but also I'm going to show you how that's really not a problem and the reason as to why they keep gaslighting us. And, you know, if you've never looked at a profit and loss report, a P&L, you know what I'm saying, then you probably don't really understand margins, and that's not your fault, right? I don't blame people for that. But if you only listen to the people on the TV, what they tell you, and don't actually look at the numbers, then, you know what I'm saying, this is where we get to where we are today. And everybody's blaming Walmart and Kroger's and all these people for raising prices. But we're going to look at some of the financial statements, and y'all probably going to have a much clearer picture by the time we're done with this. But with that being said, man, let's go ahead and let's get into our first topic of the day. Over the weekend, Marlon Wayans and DJ Vlad got into a little heated argument.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about it. I don't know nothing about this, by the way.
Oh, it's very simple, man. I'm just going to read like the just the basics of it. I'm not gonna get into all the roasting and shit. That shit ain't really necessary. But they got into an argument because apparently Marlon Wayans asked for $40,000 for an interview, and DJ Vlad essentially, well, let me go ahead and read it. It says Marlon Wayans and DJ Vlad engaged in a war of words over the weekend after the blogger insisted that the comedian wasn't worth $40,000. It all began on Friday, August 9th, when Vlad uploaded an interview with comedian Eric Spears in which they talked about Marlon asking for $40K to appear in an interview for his platform. The viral video caught the Legends fans' attention, to which they opined, I don't know how to say this word, that Marlon's opined. Damn. Shout out to you, big dog. You know what I was saying? Okay. Opined that Marlon's price wasn't even that high and usually charged more. The Bel Air, the Spin, oh man, I don't know. I'm fucking up, y'all. Sorry. Agreed, saying he was trying to cut him a deal. Vlad shot back at the actor, arguing that he only brings in 100 to 300,000 views across his interviews on other platforms, so asking price isn't worth it. All right. And after that, they went back and forth, saying he shouldn't have been talking shit to a comedian because talking shit is what they do for a living. So essentially, he got clapped. With that being said, though, what's your opinion on it?
Just given what you read, I think Vlad is corny to me.
Of course.
He's always kind of been corny to me.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully, he's just somebody who's just like, he's the face of culture vulturing. So for me, I feel like if somebody is asking for 40,000, then if you don't want to pay the 40,000, then just be quiet and go about your business. Because at the end of the day, you are paying for these interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Ari Spears, I've been to a show, and he's a money-hungry individual. Just to get a picture with him, he was asking for like $50.
Mm-hmm.
After we done spent $100 and something to like watch your show.
Yeah.
So I thought it was crazy work that you would, you know what I'm saying? But I get it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he charges.
It's what you. I'm not gonna go on Instagram or social media and be like, Ari Spears wasn't funny. He a lame nigga. He not worth. He not worth $50 for a picture. Yeah. I didn't pay $50, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? Get your hustle. Chris Brown getting $1,500.
Yeah.
So who am I?
Exactly.
To say whatever. You
$50 seems kind of reasonable.
So
given
if he says, "Hey, you want to do an interview," which you're probably going to be able to like get me to say some things and run and actually probably make six figures, and let's just call it $100,000, probably what you're going to make off of this interview. I want 40,000. And that's just for you can run this interview for years.
Yeah.
So if you get me to say some crazy stuff, you might make double what you know what I'm saying? Who knows? And if the interview is a dud, you probably broke even for $40,000 because you're going to make that just because you Vlad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, if you don't want to pay it, don't go at and start calling somebody telling somebody what they're worth or not worth. Like, he feels like he's worth 40,000. Yeah. I don't think that's egregious, respectfully. But I don't know the business. I don't know the game. But $40,000 for me is like, Vlad, I know you're making six figures off of these interviews. Because your interviews is about 20 minutes long, but you interviewing these people for hours. And I'm watching a 20-minute, you know what I'm saying? So I know you're making thousands off of each one of these part 6s, part 7s that you drop.
Yeah. And he chop them up. Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? So he damn near got part 10s. And I know you're making 10 bands off of each one of these parts at least.
At minimum. I would say this. I've only ever watched like small clips. I never watched like the full 20 minutes. And because now, these creators, you got to join and pay a subscription to get like the full interview. That way you don't have to watch it up in clips and stuff. So I'm definitely not paying for.
So that's why I watched the clips. But I was watching a lot of the clips for the P. Diddy, because he interviewed P. Diddy's security guard. So I already knew at that point, like, you know what I'm saying? That's really when I got onto Vlad. I never really watched a lot of his old stuff, but it did lead me into the damn dark tunnel of like, hey, I started watching some other interviews and I'm like, damn, this dude Vlad is lame, bro. Like, he really lame. But with the interview he had with the bodyguard, he was asking some good questions.
He's a seasoned interviewer, so I mean, he gonna know what to touch on. And again, I'm not even knocking Vlad for not wanting to pay this shit. What I'm knocking him on is, and this is like, I don't know what's wrong with people in general, but if you're going somewhere, bro, I walk into a store and I see a price that I don't fucking like, I leave. You know what I'm saying? Like,
call it a day.
I don't go get the manager and be like, hey, are y'all crazy for charging this? Like,
then you gonna talk to another fellow, like one of his colleagues that's in the business, to talk about he not worth. They're like, so you pretty much clowning him in his own community. Like, that to me is even crazy. Who are you to even do that?
I'm saying Vlad ain't, bro. Vlad can get into the same rooms that Marlon can get into. You know what I'm saying? Like Marlon is a legend in the game,
bro.
You know
Vlad
what I'm saying?
he's a lane, bro.
Like
he's a lane.
I don't even understand that, like the back and forth here, bro. So like for you to even sit up here and try to act like Marlon ain't worth 40,000, first I would think you wrong, because Marlon ain't never a bad interview. That shit's always entertaining. You know what I'm saying? So like
he gonna get you get you 6 figures with your platform. He gonna make 6 figures. So he pretty much telling you, hey, 60 bands, and why don't you go back with him and like, hey, how about 30? Like, come on, he not at least far off of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, so 40 bands.
I don't know what niggas are charging.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
to me it makes sense. If Castanat said, I don't know how much what's his name, Kevin Hart got, but I'm sure Castanat gave him
at least 40.
At least 40, at least 50.
Like minimum.
Just come spend a couple hours.
Yeah. So I mean,
come on, man.
I can't. Again, I'm just speaking on the fact that, like, yo, what's with this whole running the Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, and clowning folks, or like you said, like you gonna hop on to an interview, you already in an interview, and then you gonna trash talk.
It's bad business
about asking for 40,000.
It's bad business.
Like, bro,
it's bad business. Don't do that.
Like, keep that shit to yourself. But again, we live in the world of content creation, man. So all publicity is good publicity for Vlad. Vlad done been down this road many a times. It ain't seemed to hurt him yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So for all we know, this was really just a publicity stunt, and Marlon's eating into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, on another hand, I could say, hey, Marlon, you should have just been like, well, nigga, you just didn't have to pay that shit and just could have kept it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, again, he was disrespectful.
I don't know what Marlon said. So.
Well, but
I'm glad you clowned him.
You know, he just clowned him. You know what I'm saying? Just as standard comedian shit for when somebody's talking shit. So, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, man, I don't know what's with people, man, and like run into like social media now. I should say now. I mean, this shit's been going on for a decade.
But he a clout chaser, so you already knew. So you already knew this was just nothing but free clout. But all right, man, let's continue with the pod.
Okay, this next one is wild. In today's news, in today's segment of Stop the Foolishness, with a tad bit of I know you fucking lying, it says that Republican supporters were carrying around J.D. Vance's seed in a Take That Tim Walz's jug. It says Republicans are shooting off at Tim Walz trying to clown the Democratic VP nominee for using IVF by carrying around cups of fake semen. It says pictures have hit the internet of people outfitted in MAGA merch, pictures of Donald Trump, bald eagles, and American flags plastered on the chest, and in their hands they're holding sample cups with J.D. Vance's face sticking on the front. You cannot make this shit up, bro.
You know, I'm not even mad. I had so many things to say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even mad. I'm not mad. Like, I was really gonna say, like, man, y'all ain't got nothing better to do.
No.
But I'm gonna be honest. At least it's funny. It's funny.
It's funny. I don't know about that. It is though.
It's funny.
I do find it hilarious.
It's funny. You know what I'm saying? It's comical. And you know what they wanted to do? They wanted to get what you just said out there, and they did that. You know what I'm saying? They wanted people to talk about it. They wanted to become trending. And it's funny. So I'll give it to them. But I'm also gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell all of y'all, like,
wow.
It's what's really crazy to me. And I know it's a little bit off subject to this, is it's crazy how Trump has lost this race.
It does seem
so
ugly.
Quickly.
It seems ugly.
Bro, I think it's about to get bad. I think the debate, if Kamala just comes out victorious, I'm not even saying that she has to slaughter him.
Mm-hmm.
If she just comes out victorious, I think that this is gonna be a landslide, bro. It's gonna be a landslide. It's gonna be one for the ages. It's gonna be one for the ages. I think he's gonna lose states that we never even thought he would lose. But we'll see.
I have a caveat to it only because since we delved into this topic, I will say this: the problem that I think you were running into that like you're underplaying is that it's a lot of people who really hate the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, a landslide, I don't know. I don't know about landslide, but I could definitely see it being like going into the night and it really not looking like there's any way Trump is going to win type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, man, I don't know, man. I don't know the way
he had a 9-point lead Now she got a 3-point lead. And we haven't even gone, the DNC started today. We're missing it right now doing the pod.
Oh yeah,
and I know when I make it home, I got to start from the very beginning and hit play because I'm gonna work all night just watching the DNC.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But I do it. I watch the RNC.
I'm about to say I mean it's just pep rallies. Like what it
is,
like,
but but I love this political stuff. So
okay, all right. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, no, I've never watched the RNC or the DNC. You know the little clips of shit on like Twitter and like Instagram.
Yeah,
stuff,
but it don't really give you like like you really be feeling these people momentum. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they get speakers out there, they talking. Yeah, and like you said, it is a pep rally. So
I mean, essentially, right?
So
like
for me, who's independent, I'm kind of like, hey, all right. Yeah. Who's that? And you start seeing these up and coming
senators and congressmen,
people that they know they're trying to get out there. You like Obama spoke at the DNC before he ran for president. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
got you. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, man. Look, getting back to this whole JD Vance in the jizz shit. Listen, man. I'm just saying, I get it. This is supposed to be a joke, but this is the reason why we think y'all something's off with y'all, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, I already said
what I said about
weird.
I already said what I said about Trump. Trump supporters who actually can get out there and on TV and let everybody know that they're Trump supporters. If you're gonna vote for Trump, just do it in silence. I mean, that's what I would do.
I don't think you gotta do it in silence, but you ain't gotta be out there.
No, I think you should be quiet. I think you should be quiet. No, he's a problem.
I mean, listen,
he's a problem.
But you can have he
took his own personal money and put a front page ad for 5 black teenagers to be killed for a crime that they did not commit.
I mean, I hear you.
And never apologize for it. If you're gonna vote for that man, just do it in silence. You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Just be quiet.
All right, take the lesser.
He was going into teenage pageants, dressing rooms as they were changing. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna vote for that man, I'm not saying.
I mean, look.
I'm just saying, just be quiet. And if you somebody that's willing to put his name on your shirt and like, you know what I'm saying, doing, you know, just let the world know that you rocking with him. You off to me.
I mean, the whole loving political figures in general is just off to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
keep that to sports.
Niggas out here crying at Kamala Harris, like, and Donald Trump, like, rallies and shit. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, y'all ain't got no real heroes? You know what I'm saying? Like, people y'all look up to? Like,
LeBron?
Huh? I'm just saying, bro. Like, I mean, like, dead ass, dog. like LeBron is like an actual hero. Like, you know where this man came from? Like, do you know what this man has accomplished? Every man in America wants his son to grow up to be like LeBron James, bro.
You know how many boys' names about to be LeBron?
Nigga, I'm saying, bro. Like, come on, man. And like, y'all niggas out here crying at political rallies and shit. Dude. I don't get it. But again, it's not for me to understand.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got a Jalen Hurts jersey. I can't wait.
You gonna shed tears?
Huh? If we win the Super Bowl?
Oh, okay.
If we win the Super Bowl?
I give you the Super Bowl.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna shed tears. I'm gonna cry. I don't care what nobody says.
I give you a tear for a Super Bowl win.
I don't care what nobody. Now, if you don't give a Super Bowl win, get this nigga up out of here.
Damn, boy, it's tough over there in Philly.
It's tough.
It's tough in Philly.
With all these playmakers, if you don't make it to the Super Bowl and win, get up out of here.
Yeah.
Get up out of here.
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, listen.
It's Super Bowl or bust this year, but hey, all right.
I mean, I know it is though. It is.
Like, listen, I'm not even. I mean,
it was Super Bowl bust last year. Yeah. I mean, like it's like every year it should be that way.
But with this talent, if you know you have a team, like you can't sit up there and tell me that you're the Raiders talking about Super Bowl or bust. No.
Yeah.
Like now that you're Houston, you're talking about all right, AFC Championship or bust. Like you just.
Yeah, you're supposed to build upon. Yeah. Y'all done been there, so act like it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I got you.
You ain't trying to be the Cowboys going 30 years talking about this our year. Get the fuck out of here.
It would be a sport take if you can't throw a cowboy shot. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and let's get into our main topic because we're probably going to spend quite a bit of time on it.
Let's do it.
All right, so what prompted me to want to have this conversation was I was actually on the way to work last week and I overheard Charlamagne the God, and they was having just a brief conversation over it, right? And somebody called in talking about like, hey, they asked the question, right? Like if you could sit down with Kamala Harris, like what's one question you would ask, right? And somebody called in and said, hey, you know what I'm saying, what would you do about inflation? And they kind of had a little back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Then like Charlamagne was basically like, you know what I'm saying, inflation actually is going down, but these corporations and these grocery stores and everybody still got all these prices high, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? And they're getting record profits and nobody's going to do anything. And that's not going to change till somebody does something about it.
I love how I love how everything is just so simple.
You know what I'm saying?
Everything is so simple.
I do think that you should start with simple processes. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, inflation money in general is just way overcomplicated than it should be. But with all that being said, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? So if that's where you pick to start, then that's you, right? Cool. So the reason why he brought this up is because one of Kamala Harris is, am I saying it right? Kamala, right? Okay, cool.
You know, it's crazy. I don't know if it's Kamala. I don't know if it's Kamala. I swear to you.
All right, for the rest of this pod, I'm going to say Miss Harris because I just don't want to be butchered.
No, I'm going to say Kamala. I don't care.
Okay, so Ms. Harris.
It's respect.
So Ms. Harris is running for president, right? And one of her economic policies that she wants to do is she wants to institute like a bill to put a cap on like price gouging. You know what I'm saying? Quote unquote. She believes, along with several other people, that financial institutions are raising prices and making record profits and benefiting off of the back of, you know, saying inflated numbers that no longer exist and prices have gone down or should be going down. And, you know what I'm saying, price gouging is happening all over the place, and that is what's hurting the American people more than anything else. Now, with that being said, I completely disagree with that. Unlike a lot of people, I'm a manager. I get to see a profit and loss report. I get to see how tight the margins are. You know what I'm saying? I get to see exactly how much money is made and every expense that goes all the way down the book till you get to that very bottom line, which is how much money is going to the bank. And I can tell you that I don't know where this price gouging is happening, but before we get into that, before we get into the raw numbers and we look over some reports from Walmart and Amazon, let's talk about inflation, right? Because again, like I've said to my co-host over here several times, I'm big on educating, right? Like that's the way that I feel like I'm gonna get through to most people to get them to understand something. Understand that inflation, by definition, is the increasing of the money supply. Okay, that is what inflating means, right? Inflating it, increasing. So that means that more money is being printed, distributed, however you want to look at it. More money is being put into circulation. Mm-hmm. The downside to that is because of that, things get more expensive. Allow me to explain why that happens, right? Because when you hear that, it just doesn't make sense. Now, my co-host over here several times has said that he believes in personal accountability. Niggas need to stop spending, all that. To a certain extent, he's actually correct in that matter. Because the reason why inflation and putting more money into circulation causes an issue. And I don't want to go too much into this because shit will start to get complicated and it's hard to explain.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this.
Okay, all right. So
because, and I'm going to say this before you continue, is ultimately what you're trying to do is that you're trying to control or guide people's habits. So think about this like a herd of buffalo. You want people to go west and do this with the money. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they were giving out, when Donald Trump, you know, approved after during COVID and the situation, everybody was getting a stimulus check. What they were wanting you to do to stimulate the economy. You know what I'm saying? Now you could have took that stimulus and invested it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you could have done.
A good portion of people did.
And it did. A lot of the stocks it went up.
Yeah, that's what shot them
You
up.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good. That also stimulated the economy. The businesses got some money in a sense. They're able to do some things.
Because they get a portion of that. So
when you look at your money now, you have more money and it's probably still there. Cool, no problem. And guess what? If you take your money out right now, you're going to get taxed on it. So either way, the government going to get back some money for that. No problem. But what a lot of people did is that they went and just immediately bought something.
Yeah.
And that's what they want you to do. So they're trying to, they want you to really just go out there, buy something.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because whatever you purchase, whatever you buy, keeping it going, you're putting some fuel in the economy to hopefully get it to continue to run.
Yeah.
Now go ahead with what you're saying.
And in fairness, most people spent their money, you know what I'm saying, correctly. You hear what I'm saying? It was plenty of people. I remember when those first checks ran through, man, I seen a ton of people running AutoZone. They was buying brakes, batteries, shit like that.
Taking care of the things that they needed to take care of.
I got to see firsthand, because we never shut down. I never had to shut down. I saw firsthand the people run in there and actually do what they're supposed to do with that money. Now, did everybody? Probably not. But again, the purpose of it was to spend it anyway, right? Although we say that shit until we absolutely had to send it. But again, I get why they wanted people to spend it. You need to reboost the economy. But here's the issue, right? And so here's where inflation really becomes an issue. And the reason as to why inflating the money supply causes prices to go up. The unfortunate part is that whenever you put free money into people's hands, people are going to spend it, right? Especially like if things are going good. The issue that you have is that people tend to buy more when they have more money, right? So let's say you go to the grocery store, right? So you're just going to buy a box of cereal. Instead of buying one box of cereal, now you buy two. So the problem comes in is that now you go back up the supply chain. Okay. Now they have to produce twice as much because people are now buying twice as much. So the issue is that this is where shit gets complicated. I don't want to lose y'all. Okay. But understand that businesses work on a curved variable model pricing, right? Which means that there's a sweet spot where production and, availability meets a certain price point. If you go past that, then production can't meet up with the availability, so prices have to raise to keep people from buying too much. And I know that shit sounds complicated, but that's the way that it works.
No, it don't sound complicated.
It don't sound complicated to you.
No, I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right.
It don't sound complicated to you, but I'm saying is for those of you that need to understand how it happens, all right? And don't get me wrong.
Haircuts used to be $10.
Huh? Everything has gone up. So naturally, to support yourself, you got to raise prices.
Some of y'all was getting a haircut every week. Some people was getting a haircut every week and getting lined up like every other week
in the middle,
just because.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I remember this. I remember this.
Yes.
Let me tell y'all. Some of y'all getting haircuts every 2 weeks. If you really got it like that, you doing it every week. But you really getting a haircut every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
that's the new habit right now.
Mm-hmm.
You doing it every 2.
I mean, I was always every 2 weeks, but at the same time,
but the price of a haircut went up it's like damn near times 4.
You could have back in the day. You definitely could have got a haircut like every week if you really just wanted to look fresh every freaking week.
And a lot of people did it.
And yeah, so the problem comes in.
You know what's crazy? We really just broke it down just off of haircuts, but I know. Go ahead.
Well, haircuts don't explain inflation. Haircuts just explain prices going up. So,
but I'm just getting understand when the prices go up, people then decide, I don't really need.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Right? Don't really need it.
You don't, naturally. So unfortunately, I guess, you kind of right? So understand that whenever money is put back into the economy, they just throw money out there. Okay, but here's the issue. All that money that you're now spending only goes to these corporations. You hear what I'm saying? And so now they have to hold on to that money because the reality is that the supply chain is now fucked up. Okay? So meaning that because now it's going to take me, I either have to hire more workers, as an employer, or whatever reason I need to do, it's going to cost me more money to put more product on the shelf to keep up with the demand.
Or you got to pay workers overtime because they got to stock.
Yeah,
or things longer because people are buying more and they have to keep a certain amount of supply inside the businesses. And if anybody knows, any employer, they hate overtime.
Overtime.
Time and a half.
You know what I'm saying?
They send a lot more of the profit than they would make.
I mean, only if,
And then if you have to hire a new employee, guess what? You got to train them. And if you got to train them,
that costs money. So again, all these things cost money, right? So that's the reason why on a base level, right? Like, now it's way more complicated than that. But that's kind of the gist of it, right? The problem is when you put more money into circulation, it doesn't account for people's spending habits, and people then spend more money and they grab more, buy 2 things of toilet paper, everything. You just naturally, it's called lifestyle creep. You just naturally start spending more money because you have more money. Now let's get to the government side of this, right? Okay. How has this negatively affected us? Okay. Now they keep putting more money into circulation because the government can't tax us anymore. You get what I'm saying? Like they can't just outright come out and say, hey, we got bills that are way too high. Interest rates are starting to kick our ass. We gonna have to raise y'all taxes 10%. Okay. And that's just what it's gonna be. Well, you ain't gonna go for that shit, right? Like, you're gonna be like, fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just about to raise my taxes. I'm already paying enough in taxes. I can barely live as I am now. So now they just go and create some little bonds, sell them off to the Treasury, you know what I'm saying, the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve sells them off, then gives them a loan. You know what I'm saying? So essentially that's what a bond is. So now these nation states, you know what I'm saying, China, Japan, all these other countries, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, right? Because I don't want to make this seem like this is an American problem. This is a global problem. From 2022 to right now, February 2022 to right now.
China eating right now, but go ahead.
You better go look them numbers up. China's seriously fucked. They got a lot of know what? I'm dwelling off the topic here. From February 2022 to right now, the global currency, the global estimated amount of debt went from 226 trillion to 315 trillion. We have put $100 trillion, the world has, of debt into circulation within a 2-year span. You can't fathom the ripple effect that this shit is going to have 10, 15, 20 years from now. You get what I'm saying? So the issue is one, we don't even know if we felt the full effects of this inflationary period yet. And then on top of that, you know what I'm saying? I do think that sometimes I can talk a little bit too apocalyptic because at the end of the day, everybody needs America to make it because America imports the most from around the world. It's the only reason why, to be honest with you, China even keeps buying these bonds is because we import the most from them, right? So they have an invested stake in making sure that we make it because if we ain't making it, they ain't making it. You know what I'm saying? So especially with
they have too many damn people. They already telling people, hey, no more women.
Yeah. So getting back to the topic at hand, right? So now you understand why the government prints more money. The government prints more money because they can't just outright tax us. And through printing more money, creating bonds, selling them off the nation states, they put more money into circulation, therefore devaluing the currency. It's a natural cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? If we, to his credit, had better spending habits and understood that, like, hey, I really only need one of these, who knows how inflation might be affected? But again, human nature is human nature. So in which case, since you can't control that aspect of it, you're going to always get higher prices because if people are making more money, if there's more money in circulation, more money is going to get spent. That's just naturally how the world works.
What would happen right now if a cereal box was $1.50?
Oh, you'd buy like 10 of them bitches.
Thank you.
You'd buy like 10 of them bitches.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Buy like 10 of them bitches. Like, unquestionably, dog. Them hoes good for like 3 years too.
What would happen if a house right now is $50,000?
Dog, buying 4 of them. Taking out a loan on buying 4 of them.
It would be a wrap.
I'm taking out a loan buying 4
we would go crazy as a country.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't happen.
Yeah. So, but see, we only think about that in terms of, you know what I'm saying, the inflated money supply. You know what I'm saying?
But hey, the Arizona iced tea is still gonna be $1.
That ass. Shout out to them, dog. Shout out to them, bro. Shout out to them. Anyway, with that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and we're going to dive into some numbers here, right? Because again, like I told you, when we start this off, one of Kamala Harris's big platforms is that she's running on is this issue of price gouging within, you know what I'm saying, corporations, stuff like that, right? So we're going to take a look here at Walmart's financial statement. And we don't have it up now. Hopefully DK's got to put it up on his phone, but I'm going to throw it up on the screen here in a second.
Walmart's financial statement?
Yeah. So we're going to look at their financial statement just from 2024. Okay. So from 2023. So they run from the end of January all the way to the end of January for the next year. So we're going to look at 2023. So if you look at this top line here, this top line says revenue, right? So that means that Walmart made $648 billion. Okay. Now, to put that into perspective, right? I think Amazon does somewhere around 570. I think we're going to look at theirs too, right? So Walmart is the biggest retailer in the world by far. Nobody really even comes close, right? Maybe Alibaba. I'd have to look at their numbers, you know.
Alibaba is like an Amazon, but for Africa, right?
Like for everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's where like a lot of shit you buy for Amazon, people buying it dirt cheap off Alibaba and then like reselling it on Amazon.
So Alibaba is better than Amazon.
I wouldn't say that, but I guess they kind of did it first. They're kind of original, you know what I'm saying, e-wholesaler, but they're wholesaling, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why you go to Alibaba. You don't go to Alibaba to buy, some people buy like 1-2 things, but you really go there to buy a watch for like $5.
Windex bottles.
I'm saying like a watch for like $5, resell it on Amazon for like $15. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of.
Do I need to start a new hustle?
Shit's hella hard, nigga. But you can try.
Damn, probably so many people in the business now.
Okay, hold up. Right, so let's get back to these numbers. So they made $650 billion last year. Their cost of goods sold was $490 billion. Meaning that they only grossed a real profit of 157.
What are you looking at? You sent this to me?
I did.
Oh, my bad.
Dog, see, this dog. I sent it to this nigga.
Oh, yeah,
man.
I got it.
Dog.
My financial statement. My bad. Damn.
Dog.
Bro, I'll be working. You sent it to me today.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, you do be working. I'll cut you some goddamn slack, bro. All right, anyway. So they grossed only 150,000, right? I know this might seem a little boring, but listen, we got to go over these numbers, okay? So 157 billion basically means that they grossed 25%, right? So 75% of that total sales went toward buying the goods that they sold, right? So they're only taking home a quarter of the total sale revenue just in gross profit. So if you look under that, you know what I'm saying? Research expenses, all that, all the way down to, I got it highlighted there, net income. Okay. All of that is all the expenses that they spend money on after the gross profit. So the gross profit is basically how much money they made off of the goods that they sold, right? And then everything you see in between net income and the gross profit is where the money's being spent. So after all the bills have been paid, after every single dollar that they needed to spend to make sure that the business is ran, Walmart made $15 billion is what went to the bank. To put that into perspective, if your check was $650, after you paid everything, you kept $15. Where is this price gouging happening? To put it into even better perspective for you, that's 2.4%. I don't know. Let me make this crystal clear. Walmart is living paycheck to paycheck. That's exactly what that means. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Unless these numbers have been faked to make them look like they struggling a lot more than what they are. And it's consistent year to year.
Struggling, you can only fake it so much.
So again, right?
You can only bend it so much.
Now, in the world of business, right, the only goal is to make money. You're not trying to grow money, right? So in which case, don't get me wrong, right? Low margins and all that shit, that's the name of the game, right? It just depends on what type of business you're running, you know what I'm saying? Just like a barber's gonna have much better margins because his overhead is really low. He only buying like alcohol, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit to go around your neck to keep the hair from going down, you know what I'm saying? Going back to the barber thing, combs, brushes, you know what I'm saying? Whenever he needs to. The cost of goods ain't really the same, right? New blades whenever he need it, right? So his margin is probably 70-80%. He probably take it home, right?
And he can buy that in bulk too.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, also, you know what I'm saying? He got to pay for booth. So let's say he probably keeping 50% of the money that he spend, the money that he make, he probably keeping 50% of it. You know what I'm saying? Just off rip.
And that's a good margin. And
that's a phenomenal fucking margin. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But again, he probably ain't taking into account gas, time spent, time downtime, all that shit, right? It just depends. So with that being said, because he got to manage it against his time. If you look at Walmart total profits going all the way down to the net income, they only keep it 15. Like I said, if you put it into perspective, out of $650, they only make it 15. Let me tell y'all something. This is the type of thing where like if just any small shift in economic circumstances really happens to America, Walmart out of there.
Mind you, you reading January 2024. If you look at January 2023,
I'm saying
they did 611. They took home 11.6.
They took home 11. But here's
that's even crazy. 2023 wasn't good to them.
Here's where I'm really about to flip y'all wig, right?
COVID.
Hold on. Here's where I'm really about to flip y'all wig. If you look down a little bit further, right, you're gonna see the EBIT. Now, EBIT is a little bit different than net income. EBIT stands for earnings before interest, taxes. The EBITDA is depreciation and amortization. I can't explain to you what amortization is, but depreciation is, you know what I'm saying, you get to write off so much of your business that has depreciated. EBITDA, all that shit. And interest and taxes, right? So if you don't account for the interest and taxes that they pay, they still only kept $38 billion, which again is only $38 if you comparing it to just real dollars, just like the average person dollars, right? So if a person's making $650 before taxes, they only had $38 billion. So how can we tax them anymore? You get what I'm saying? Like this is the reason as to why, like, when you're listening to the government, when you're listening to like,
and they just be saying wild stuff.
The Democratic side of the table, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense because like you can't tax them anymore.
But they really don't be taxing them. They just be saying shit.
I mean, they taxing them 23,000.
Yeah, but I know, but they're not finna raise any taxes on them.
But I'm saying
because here's the thing though. If you do, what they'll end up doing is what you don't want is them leaving. They will just start taking factories or doing whatever and start going elsewhere. So, and then just bring in the good already finished and done to your doorstep. And you don't want that. You want them to continue circulating with the jobs and this, that, and the third. So
I mean, I hear you, but I do think that because America is the highest consuming nation in the world, I also think that's cap as well, right? Because now because I don't just want to beat up on the Democratic side. Let's run over here to the Republican side here. So again, the reason why I bring up the EBIT is because let's just say you cut taxes, you know what I'm saying? For let's say we're gonna try this whole trickle down economics things again. We're gonna cut taxes, we're gonna pull back regulations, we're gonna make sure these companies can be profitable, right? They still only got another 23 billion. Then, matter of fact, I'm gonna quit using billion. They still only got another $23 worth of money to accumulate from those tax cuts. Now, let me ask you a question. You running a business, you make $650. Before taxes and everything, you got $38 left. After you done paid all your employees, how much more money can you pay them?
All right, they ain't get nothing.
Dog, quit playing, dog. Like, I'm just saying, like, think about it logically here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the reason why, like, I want to look at the numbers, because, like, when you look at the numbers, it makes sense. And don't get me wrong, a decade ago, I might have been exactly where y'all sitting. I only know this because I've been looking at P&L so long. I can't tell you how flabbergasted I was when I got promoted to store manager, sat down with my district manager, and they finally explained to me what I was looking at. And I was all like, you mean to tell me that this is all that's going to the bank after all this money I made? And my bonus is coming out of this? Oh, no, cuz we gotta figure something out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, bro, like it was mind blowing. And so I can't give like detailed information because of confidentiality. But bro, you were lucky to get into the teams. Like Walmart doing 2%, but bro, if you did 13%, if you were sending 13% to the bottom line, nigga, you was doing phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was in there throwing you a party and making it seem like you was the greatest manager that ever existed. So I can't even imagine what I would have been thinking had I looked at the P&L.
I'm looking at Tesla
and saying 2%.
Tesla's looking pretty good.
Okay, that's great.
Brought in 96.
That's great. Listen, nigga, they ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about, dog. Shout out to Tesla, man. Look, again, the point that I'm trying to make here is y'all, this is the reason as to why, like, we would like, I try not to beat up on y'all about it, but the reason why I talk about financial literacy is because it's not just about, you know what I'm saying, like you understanding how to make money and grow your money, but it's also about that, like, when people are spitting bullshit to you, you can call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't look you in your face and tell you some stupid shit because you can say, no, hold on, that ain't really adding up, because I'm looking at Walmart payroll, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Walmart numbers here, and they ain't really keeping a lot of the money, you know what I'm saying, that you supposedly say that they price gouging on, right? Because if they was making all this goddamn money, their margins would be so much higher. So again, when you actually take the numbers into account and you look at it and you delve into that, like, it starts to make more sense to you. I know this has been long and it's been overwinded, but it's like, dog, like, you got to look at this stuff, because if you don't, and if you don't understand it, then they can just say shit all like, well, these corporations are just raising prices and they having record profits. A record profit for Walmart, looking across their board, because they've been a standard 2% to the bottom line year over year, would be like 3 or 4%. If they made 1% more, they would probably like go send the entire country worth of Walmart employees on vacation for like a week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to look at it that way. So again, if you look at it from the perspective of you, $650, they only keeping $15. Nigga, that's crazy. And that's most people anyway, right? If you think about it.
That is a lot of people.
After all bills are said and paid.
Which is why I'm a big proponent of changing habits. Like, I do think that if you're going to keep up with what you're talking about, is you got to invest. You got to invest. You got to keep up with the fact that, hey.
Especially what you can.
Come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? We are literally, you barely making it. Do not waste it on things that are unnecessary. And if you have something in abundance, how about you just put, you know, a good chunk of it away for possibility in the future? Yeah. I'm just looking at Apple's financials, and Apple's taking away damn near a quarter of what they're bringing in. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a good company to go ahead and invest in. And they got cash.
Look, man,
Walmart is getting ate up by Amazon. I really want to look at Amazon's now.
Amazon isn't doing that much better in terms of margin. They're keeping a little bit more, but it's not shocking. I think when I looked at their numbers real quick, it was like 6% when I did the math on it. So,
damn,
yeah,
they getting killed.
Yeah, it's the cost of doing business, right? Like, this.
What's most of the cost and goods sold? Yeah,
that's
gross profit was $270. What is CG?
Gross profit wasn't bad though.
CG, so their expenses?
The expenses is high as shit.
150.
All them cars, yeah. All them cars, all them buildings that they build in, all them warehouses. Yeah.
Operating expenses, 233.
Yeah. That's it. Think about it. 270 in profit.
After operating, your income is 36. You got tax.
So how much was the revenue again?
The revenue is $574.
$574. They kept $36.
And no. Their net income was 30.
Oh, my bad. They kept $30. $574. That's how you got to look at it. When y'all look at these numbers, if you ever decide to go to, that's how you got to look at it. Amazon ain't making a lot of money, y'all.
All right, this is gonna be the last one.
Well, that's a lot. They are making a lot of money. They're just not keeping a lot of money.
Yeah, not keeping a lot. But here, let's. But that also lets you know how much. See, the reason why you got to be happy is that those expenses mean there's a lot of workers that are happening. Like people are also making money. Those expenses mean that Amazon is paying somebody to keep the business going. So whether that's cars, whether that's parts for the cars, whether that's mechanics keeping up with the cars, gas. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I got you. All expenses go in to the operating expense, but just because you got high expenses don't mean that you're paying people well, though.
I'm not saying that at all.
I'm just saying,
but you gotta realize it goes back into how much more can they pay them if they're only taking back $30.
But again, and so
now look at Apple. Hold on, Apple took their revenue was 383.
Damn, that's it.
383.
All right,
but they net income 96.
96. Okay, all right.
That's damn near a quarter.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, we know because that shit's high as fuck.
That's good. That means for every dollar they keeping a quarter.
They keeping a quarter.
That's not bad.
Listen.
That's not bad.
Again, bro, I done seen enough P&Ls to know that if you in the teens, you were doing well. Okay.
Damn, for every dollar they keeping a quarter. Dog.
That's amazing. That's why they're the most, they
got the most cash.
Yeah, that's why they're the most valuable company on the planet, man. I think Microsoft is now, but at the time it was.
This got me good.
Yeah, at the time it was Apple. Oh, dog, Microsoft gotta be pulling quarter net profits. Anyway, I don't want to dwell too much to it because I don't want to make this a financial.
No, it's crazy. This is really what this is. This is why we interested in. This is why y'all need to come talk to us about finances.
Yeah, listen,
we will do this for you.
I'm just big on listen. If you learn, when you know better, you do better.
245 was their revenue, and their net income was shit zoomed in on me. 88.
88, yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah. That's you said 245?
That's about a quarter.
It's over a quarter.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's ish.
Yeah, I'm saying they sell software, bro.
Yeah,
so
it's ish.
Yeah.
Let me look at NVIDIA.
And then they licensing that shit.
Let me look at NVIDIA.
Like they're like, bro, Microsoft fucked the game up, bro, when they decided to annualize the software, you know what I'm saying, where you got to pay a subscription now, bro. That's changed the game. I know these gaming companies probably got high margins too, but anyway, look, I don't want to spend too much more on that, man. The point is y'all educate yourselves so that way when people, and I'm not trying to change your vote because again, the issue is like I told you, on the Republican side, they think just cutting taxes is going to cause these companies to start investing more money into employees and start paying them more. And that's just not fucking true. Because even if you cut taxes, these companies ain't really making that much more money. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if you barely got enough to survive as it is, then you're going to try to hoard whatever else you can keep. So if you only getting $23 more from cutting taxes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have that much more money to invest anyway. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, that trickle-down economic shit is equally as stupid. The only way to fix our problem is to hold the government accountable and tell them they have to stop spending money. And this is the hard part of the conversation because the reality is that in order for them to stop spending money, certain people are going to have to get hurt.
NVIDIA bringing in 50 cents.
50 cents?
Dog, I swear to y'all.
Yeah.
I swear to y'all, I'm about to invest.
Good job.
I'm about to invest. Mind you, this brings up this conversation because I'm going to put y'all on game. This is going to be the last of it. I'm done.
Okay, all right.
All right, so y'all know what happened a couple weeks ago when I was in Seattle when the market had went down, took like a 10% dip.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 7 shares of NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Tell me what that mug I looked today, almost 23%.
Damn.
23% up.
Shout out to NVIDIA, dog.
Pretty much up a quarter.
Yeah. NVIDIA, them dudes, I mean, they pretty much supplying all the chips for the AI. So I mean, like,
oh, they doing 50 cents.
If there was like can't never say this, but if you wanted to pick out like a can't lose stock, NVIDIA kind of is it. You know what I'm saying? Now, will it taper off somewhere in the future? Probably, but for right now, it's kind of a can't lose type of stock. You know what I'm saying? So
they doing 50 cents.
And the problem is nobody can even replicate what they doing. You know what I'm saying?
They're doing 50 cents. Apple doing 25. Microsoft doing about 28.
Yeah.
They're doing 50 cents.
Shout out to these electronic companies. So if you want to start a business, you know where to go. because being a retailer ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
It's
it is not what's hot in these streets.
It's not that Dow Jones. If you got a company in the Dow, get up out of there.
Yeah,
get up out of there.
Boys getting beat up.
Technology is where it's at.
Yeah.
Man.
So listen. Again, I just want y'all to be informed. I want y'all to be educated, you know what I'm saying? So that way we can start holding these people accountable. Like I said, I'm not trying to change your vote, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that when somebody is like gaslighting, you need to be able to call bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is that these companies aren't price gouging. If you look at their quarterly, annually earning reports, you can clearly see they're like, yo, these companies ain't making these record profits that they talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Profit, so of course they're gonna be trying to make a profit. But
and then even still, if you just comparing profits, they're gonna always do better because shit always get higher.
Yeah. How about you close the amount of tax that you pressing on them? I bet you they'll put more money into the employees.
Huh? No, see that's a lie because I just explained it again. If you take the taxes away, they only got in comparison, $23 more.
I'm not gonna lie, you take the taxes off of me, I'm gonna keep that money.
Exactly. See, you hear from this nigga here. You know, so listen, I can't tell you what to do. Just know, learn, grow. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell you what to do.
Understand understand when somebody is lying and gaslighting you, so that way you can make better informed decisions.
Be more disciplined with your money. That's what you can do.
I mean, yeah, that too. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
All right. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all for coming out, you know what I'm saying, and kicking it with us. As always, make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And as always, till next time, we out.